To achieve a no stress selling proposition, it takes multiple things. One of which is a good realtor. Another thing is probably a good team. So there's so many things. Sometimes people wonder, what do realtors do? Fair question. If you've not been a realtor, how would you know? As it turns out, there are around 200 things that you can itemize out that a realtor does, and there's probably things that are between that fall through the cracks that don't get categorized very nicely or easily. But so ultimately, there's a lot of things for a realtor to touch. So for a realtor to have a team is very helpful, and so having a team is good. So everybody has their responsibilities that they can handle things up to and touching, as I like to say, borrowing a phrase from when I was in the military. When I was in boot camp, we used to tell our company commander, we're up to and touching, sir, which means you can't go any higher. We hit the bar. So everybody has their job, everybody does it well. And so those are a couple of things that basically trusting the realtor, of course, is important. Knowing that they've got your back, knowing that there's marketing going on. For example, for us, we get our homes on over 500 websites. That's not even a question. I don't have to worry about it. When I turn in my listing, there's people taking care of that. There's systems taking care of that. Brochures are being made. We're going to be in multiple places on social media. I'm going to be posting it on my LinkedIn profile to over 2,000 people. And also I I manage 12 pages on Facebook. And so it'll be posted on the appropriate pages and will be promoted as well. And there will be ads made, and there's going to be so much marketing that you have to trust that the realtor's got your back. They're actually trying to sell your property for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of stress. And so if you know the realtor's got great systems like that, that should eliminate a lot of stress, because I think one of the main stressors for a homeowner is, what is the realtor doing? Is anything happening? Well, of course, the realtor should be communicating with you to let you know what's happening, even if it's technically nothing, which if it's talking about my listings, it's never nothing. There's always a lot going on. But a realtor should probably weekly check in and say, hey, this is what's happening. And there's some metrics actually that are very interesting that a realtor should, I think, share with their client. Truth is, I have systems, and people. I have people that are working those systems, and so there's things that are just happening. So marketing is being done for your property. I like to say that I'm marketing your property like nobody else, and I truly believe that. I don't believe there's another realtor doing more marketing than what I'm doing, and it's effective as well. One of the things that we're doing is kind of a bonus, if you will, is we're getting our houses on the first page of Google organically and for multiple search phrases, and that's pretty unique. People a lot of times go to Google and type in what they're looking for, and people go to Zillow. Well, Century 21's on Zillow. We got our listings on Zillow. They go to 500 websites. Okay, we're there, and they go to Google and they type in things, and well, it's a good chance we'll be there too, because we're making we're optimizing for multiple search phrases, let's put it that way. So a good chance of catching us there. Good chance the buyer's going to find your property there. So bottom line is, we've got systems, we've got it dialed in, we're making it happen. You can trust that. I like to communicate weekly. Especially there's some metrics that I like to share with the seller and give them my experience on what those metrics actually mean. How do they translate? Okay, those are numbers, those are nice, Tom, but what does it mean? So I like to give that to them. After 10 years of real estate, I figured that out. And then we can discuss anything we need to change, tweak, whatever it is, whether it's photography or something unique. 90% of realtors are not full-time, so I am full-time. So one of the 10% or so that are full-time. So that's different. That means I'm doing this a lot, right? A lot of hours every day, or most every day, 6 days a week anyways. And then what's different is that after all these 10 years, see, I was that guy that worked in technology before. I was a business development and marketing manager for a high precision GPS manufacturing company. What that should mean to you is I was in technology. And so every shiny nickel that comes along to realtors, by and large, I've tried most of them, and I figured out what works, and I've kept what works for my sellers. So that's maybe something that's different, that would differentiate me. I figured out what works, and I've kept it. I worked real hard at figuring out what works. So now I know. Now I do all those things routinely. It's habit. It's not even a question. Gee, will you do this? No, it's going to happen. Period. So if somebody just has a buyer fall out of the sky and land on their property and say, I want to buy it, and the price is right and all that, I can write that up. Century 21 will let me do that. Okay, so that's one thing that can be done. However, and something that probably should be communicated to people, because if I was a seller, I would want to know this, it's about 95% of homes are sold by realtors. So there's a very small amount that are not. And interestingly enough, and I know the reasons why this is, but the homes that are sold by realtors sell for considerably more, far more than the few percent that a seller that's trying to sell on their own is trying to save. It's substantial. And so, like for me, for example, when I went to list my house, I looked at, Century 21's got 3 programs, right? I've done lots of deals. I've sold lots of houses. I've helped lots of people buy houses. I know how to do a lot of marketing. I could sell my house without the MLS. I could. But I wanted the MLS because I wanted, why? Why did I want the MLS? Because I wanted to have the broadest breadth of potential buyers looking at my property on the MLS, okay? Because the best buyer is probably connected to a realtor, whether it's a part-time realtor or a full-time realtor, it matters not to me. If there's somebody they know, like, and trust, they want to make an offer on my property, I want them to be with their best realtor friend to go ahead and write that offer because they're going to feel comfortable doing it. So I went on the MLS when I listed my own home. But then I chose, well, which program do I want? Well, I could save a little bit of money if I went one program, or I could go all out and do the certified pre-owned program. And I had done the certified pre-owned program. I saw the benefits for my sellers, and I thought, wait a minute, why would I do anything different than what I'm recommending to my sellers? So I did the certified pre-owned property program myself, and it worked out fabulously. The main thing for me was on that one is that I didn't want to deal with an inspection contingency and going off the market thinking, oh, we've got a sale, and then the buyer wasn't all that serious and they bail because they got an inspection contingency and they figure that's a get out of jail free card. No, that's an annoy the seller card, I guess. So I didn't want that. So we had the third party home inspection. That was done. They provided a report, and I fixed, I think, everything on the report. There wasn't much to do because I'd been keeping up with the house fine. And we made that available to the buyer, and then we also included a home warranty, buyer's choice of home warranty. So it went very smooth, no stress. I loved it. It was just fantastic from start to finish. So yes, we have some different programs. And then on top of what Century 21 offers, I'm doing more. Okay, I'm doing considerably more. They're doing enough, but I'm doing considerably more.